Good evening and welcome to another stream on The Real Hustler with your host Lou. Um, Today I've titled it the Deconstruct because I have previously mentioned that essentially these bases that we build in the deep desert, in order for us to be able to keep the resources, we have to deconstruct it and reconstruct it once a week. As you can already tell, I've already deconstructed quite a lot of it already. At least the interior. So there was another floor that I built with this and some other stuff. Well, I kind of tested how I want this layout to work. And one thing that you wouldn't have seen on Friday was we did build the second ring on the top, which now allows us to put in the large spice refinery, which now fits in this, which it didn't when I had no ring, then tried with one ring, and then tried with two rings. And the problem is this spice refinery is that big that you just can't place it down and get an idea like how big the damn thing is. It just said something was blocking it, and it seemed pretty obvious that it was the roof that was blocking it, considering there wasn't anything really that looked like it was blocking it from the bottom wise. Anyway, there was it looked like plenty of room. So my theory was right. I eventually got the second ring on, and it actually allowed me to place one. So in today's stream, we will deconstruct our base. As you can see at the moment, it already has been deconstructed quite a lot. There's only little bits I've actually kept on it. And we have to do this now because, well, effectively, I have work tomorrow morning, which would be the best time to do it. I suppose you could keep it up, but what's the point? Like, we would be keeping it up just for an extra day for no reason. So, yeah, we've put it down to the bare shell at the moment, enough that allows us to still use it. So, yeah, everyone pretty much now who's taking their base or has a base here will be taking it down most likely today. Some people will keep it up maybe until tomorrow morning, and I'll take it down in the morning. But the only ones that don't are probably people that are AFK or something like that, and well, they'll just have to accept the fact they lose whatever's in the base, because the base will literally be demolished by the server, and they'll lose all the resources it made to make the base and anything they have obviously in that base. So I'll remove all my little signs, my harpoon and little badges. Yeah. So this is kind of what our base will look like once we finish it. Obviously, I do have a ledge that goes around the front and the back, just so that you can walk out onto it. But yeah, I'm interested to see how easy this is to fit back. This building has been scanned before I started taking it apart. So the hope is when we come to do this tomorrow, which we'll do this live on the stream tomorrow, so you'll get to see what it looks like to take it down, and how easy or how hard it is to try and put it back up using the blueprint scan we've got. I'm hoping this is going to be really easy, but I've got a few reservations as to why I don't think this is going to be so easy. That main reservation is the fact that I'm probably not putting the base in exactly the same place. Like, I very much doubt it's going to come. I'm going to put it back here. And even if I was to put it back here, it's not going to go back in exactly the same place. And that has an issue, because when it takes a scan of this building, it takes into account all the blocks I've used to actually make this. And this has been made on foundations, so these foundation blocks don't just sink into the ground. They'll hit the first thing that it is the floor, essentially. I did have this idea that I could take out all the foundation blocks, and try and have it so that it's flat, so that it can go on anything. But I don't think I can do it without destroying the building, which I haven't tried yet. But we'll soon find out when I go to do it whether or not I can. Like, if we can, I might make another blueprint copy and see whether or not that can be used. But I've just got a very strong feeling that this is when I start taking out some of these blocks to try and make it a flat version of it, it will destroy the building. We'll soon find out, because I think this is one of the ones where it will, but it might not. We'll see. If we can make it flat, then I'll be very happy. But yeah, it's got a very strong feeling this isn't going to be very possible. So I hope you love the music today. We're listening to some what's actually meant for Fallout, the game, because it's kind of like 50s style music. But yeah, I just thought I'd mix it up. I was really expecting this to start falling apart. Like, it could still fall apart, so don't be surprised if it does. Oh, here we go, there we go, that's it. It's just literally ripped up that. I was expecting it to actually do it on some of the other blocks we've taken out, actually. Didn't. There must be, yeah, so it's like as soon as it doesn't have a rock next to it, it'll start ripping it apart. That's what I suspected. And at some point, I'm half surprised it hasn't fallen apart worse than it has, to be honest. Like, but I might still like look to say take a scan if we can still keep the core elements. I just want a few options, because I've just got a really bad feeling now, because of the way this has been made, that I'm not going to be able to use that scan very easily I've got of everything being built. Might need to build this on a flat surface. That's what I really think. The thing is I can't make it on a flat surface anyway, because these rely on there being like a raised area. I think what I actually might need to do in future when I make it again, if I can't place the thing down, is I'm probably going to have to make it so that it takes this into account, and it's 2 blocks thick, because these are like, I think it's like 2 blocks to account for this middle part when it comes under. It's either 2 or 3, probably 3 actually, because I think the gate, is it 3? Actually it could be, no, it's 2, so that's 1 and that's the second one, so yeah, it's only 2. But yeah, those 2 blocks, if I made it too thick, it does mean that this will always be raised, which is right, because that's the way it's designed to be, very much off the ground, not on the ground. It's not buggy friendly, or at least not at the moment. I suppose you could make some ramps going up to it, but like I've built literally on the top of whatever you want to call it, its own little mountainy hill type top thing. So at the moment this isn't like buggy friendly anyway, and I like it like that anyway, because it means that higher elevation means less kind of fuel to have to launch off with. That was the whole idea of why I put it here. That and the fact that it's right next to the desert, it's right on the border of the desert, so it's like easy access in, easy access out. It's relatively close to the out gate that allows you to get literally back out into the home world and back out wherever you're going. So it's all round, it's a good position, I think, this. Yeah, it's just really whether or not someone else built here next before I get to here, or also whether or not I actually want to build it here again, exactly here. Like I could move it up onto somewhere else, but it doesn't matter wherever I build it. I just got a feeling that in the current way I've built it, and with the scan I made, it's not ideal, and it's going to be hard to get the scan to work and actually place just got a feeling it's going to be so hard to place it. I've never used it, so I really don't know what it's like. If any of you guys have ever used it, do let me know in the comments below. Yeah. This will support so far, but it will. If I take out some of the wrong blocks, it will all crumble because these blocks do have a limit from a structure how many blocks you can go out from. I think it's 9. However, I thought it was 9, but then I've been building quite a few of these different things on my main base, and I was like, it's definitely not 9. Only because like I've done things that kind of, if it was 9, it should have worked, but it didn't. It said it wasn't. I wasn't able to because it didn't have enough structure support. I'm also hoping that we can fit all of this into one assault, because did I just move? I think I did that earlier as well today. I actually went to go and do a run before. Got all the way to the thing and then realised I didn't have any heavy darts on me. Ended up coming back and then it was close to my dinner, so I didn't end up going back out. I'm going to fill all these so that it can take as much of the water we can. So, because once we destroy it, any water that's in here is just going to, well, turn into nothing. The desert will reclaim the water. So, I've got my 2 cans. Each one of these cans holds 10,000 milliliters. So that allows at least, I've actually, with each one I've done, I've took 20,000 milliliters out each time. So take that back to the base, and obviously saves us having to do a bit of a run. I think, like, other than drinking it, it's not really else you can do apart from just empty the tank. Yeah, so I'm hoping that I've already had to do 1 run. I've actually done 2 runs back to the base with stuff, but the first one I did was just to empty stuff that I've just started to collect here. I need to get out of the habit of doing that, because like the more stuff I keep here that's just for the laughs and doing little things that, you know, making things and stuff, I need to try and minimize that as much as I can, because I found over time I put more and more stuff out here, and now I've had to like ship it all back, but I've literally had to use 1 assault journey just to get that stuff back. And then I've done 1 run with all the gear that filled the inside essentially. I'm hoping this outside shell is 1 trip's worth, not more than that, but we'll find out, because I obviously didn't calculate how much I used when I was putting it together. So very funky music, this. My only description for it, funky. I do like any type of music, like, so I do like this type of music. It's not my go-to music, but what else can I take apart? I want to try and keep the shield up for as long as I can, just in case a storm comes along. We'll take out the side things, I think, first. The side, like, these don't really matter. Well, they shouldn't. I don't think they matter. I'm also keeping an eye out on the on my volume that I have and what can hold. So I've got 46 out of 157 at the moment. Now I'm up to 57, just because obviously when you reach your max, oops, I didn't see that one. It's really matter. Yeah, when you do your max, reach your max, you'll drop it on the floor, which is not a completely bad thing, but that freaked me out then. It was like I was going to delete my ornithopter. To get a line around it. It's because the it's taken into account the excluding the ornithopter. I'm going to have to remove the ornithopter off in a minute. The reason why I have it at the moment is because at the moment it's included it as part of the building, whilst there is still a building here. Well, it's in the boundary. All those down. Keep our reef on because that gives us shelter. What can we take down next? I think what I'm going to need to do now is I am going to need to move these. And if you're wondering why I've just moved it and why I didn't zap it, it's because I've got stuff in it. Else I would have zapped it, but thinking of which, actually, I might just. I think it's got a huge amount of stuff in it. Be cool. This happening just in case the storm does come along, because I can always try and move the other ornithopter somewhere. If the storm comes along and I'm having to move mess stuff around, it will just get a bit awkward. Actually, I should have climbed up and then realised, actually, you should have actually just emptied like what you've got on you, because else it's going to be hard trying to move everything out. So when I was doing this with all the other stuff, I was just literally putting it straight into the safe and then transferring it from the safe, once it was in the safe, into the vehicle. However, there's zero point doing that at the moment. Well, we can't do that at the moment because obviously that vehicle's outside of the boundary of our place now, so it won't be registered. But also I need to move it off because I need to start deconstructing the base. As much of the base as I can. Before we lose everything. Might start actually. Quite easy deconstruction, to be fair. It's like, not really hard work deconstructing. Deconstructing in a way that allows you to still keep things until the last moment. Well, that part certainly is more tricky, I guess. Just make sure there's nothing that we're leaving. I want to make sure I get all my resources back. Because we're gonna rebuild it with exactly the same resources. We just need to literally burn through this ASAP. You're doing a base attack. You essentially do this if you can get hold of the other person's. Well, basically, if you can delete this and place your own, then it gives you the ability to literally do this to someone else's base. I don't want to drop them. I don't want to drop them yet, just because they carry a lot of resources in them as well. And it will drop that on the floor. So we haven't dropped anything. There's one down here hiding away. My hidden little area, which I decided in the end I didn't need. I think I'll make that more. Well, I can't make it solid next time because of like the thing that we use, the big gate, what it actually is. It's actually limited what you can put next to the main pallets free. I found it you could only put like not the actual structural blocks, you can only put whatever these are, the floors. Whatever these are. The floors. Thin floors. Not solid foundation blocks. If we look now, oh actually, it's all the copper's there. Oh, that's cool. We can access it still. It must be just about in the area. We need to put all what will be considered heavy stuff in it. So that's 12, 15. Limits. Well, this is way faster to take apart than I thought it would be actually, and it's not quite as bad. Although things like that are quite annoying. Oh, and it fills up so fast. No. That's 8, so I may as well swap that with that one, because that's 37, 99, and swap with. It's only 12. That's 2, that's definitely going. Well, that can be there. I think that can go in. And then there's silicon blocks, which are 8. That's not too bad. 15, 10. Should be able to take all them. Oh, that's because it's trying to fit the other card. There's like, oh, I can't fit them on me? No, I can't. Okay, so that's 77. It's not too bad. Let's get a shade a minute. I can't remember, I'm not inside anymore. We take that down last because as soon as we move that, we lose like the rights essentially to this area. Oh, look at that! I think we've just about got enough. And is that anything? No little blocks anywhere. Yep, I think that is us good. Nothing. I just spotted one, but no. That looks all cool. So now we can just demolish that. So it just warns you not to loot, but you'll also lose access to be able to do anything. That's that done. And that was 1, 2, 3. So we've actually got, so when we come back out here, it'll only take me 2 runs to do this. I just probably need to separate out what I've got from this from the other lot, just because this creates the shell and the other stuff's the interior. But other than that, I think we're golden on that. Bye for now. Back to the base. We will come back to the desert and we'll do some more runs once we drop this stuff off. We'll come back in the scout copter and do another run, take it to the market. Yeah, this thing does not ride. Not well anyway. Like you could force it a bit more with the boost, but as soon as you go up, that's it. Look at it. It'll get to about 100 and it'll just go. Oh. Before it crashes into the rocks. Love it. And our base is actually in a really good position. Like, I don't know, I think I've done pretty well with finding good base locations. Like, could we have had a more ideal base and put it even closer? Yes, we could have, but I actually like where our base is because for a few reasons. And a lot of that's to do with the fact that if I ever do need to fall back to a taxi, I need to taxi service. I know that that's right on top of my thing. Where if we moved it like further up on this side, that to have been the case, then I've had to have moved it next to, well, we would have had to take it into one of the higher tier zones where all of the big guilds and that are. Which that's not the reason why I don't want to do it. It's just more the fact that I just like this area. We're conveniently close to the border. We've got a really nice spot. Yes, my building's been a bit more restricted than I ideally wanted, but I'm okay with that. Like, it's forced me to actually have to think out the box and do it differently than I originally wanted, but I've ended up with something actually that I'm actually more happy with than I would have been if I'd done it, gone a different way. And I'm just saying that obviously because that's what's happened, and I'm happy to accept that. But I genuinely think as well, I'm happy with it. It's good. Love this part because this has given me the inspiration for our outbase as well, and because this is a unique design which no other player has done or even tried to copy the concept. It stayed unique and it's its own, so yeah. And everyone probably assumes or I would at least, when I see a base that's got a particular style, and I see that out in the deep desert, I'd assume that was the same group. So this is our container, which is so I've changed one thing I've done to stop any resources coming out of this that, because all of this I've earmarked as stuff that was, well, it's obviously come from the base, but this was all the internal stuff, all the stuff that was made for internal. I'm going to take more of this stuff out, because obviously I only took enough out to keep the base running for a week, and that's essentially what you want to do. But because I wasn't too sure how much I needed to take out, because I didn't know how many power supplies I would actually need for all the stuff that I was actually going to put in and how I could use it all, I took too much out so that I didn't have to keep going back for more and more. I still don't know exactly how many I need, but I do know the minimum amount I need, and what I had was the minimum amount for the base to work easily without any issues. With all the penalty shields up, everything else running, it runs smoothly, and you only have to turn off the odd big appliance to swap it with another big appliance in order to keep it within the actual threshold for the circuit. But yeah, what I've done for this is I've changed this to circuit 8, and that just stops any of the stuff in this main base trying to take anything from this and it coming out or coming into this box, so that I know that everything that's come into this box is stuff that is to go back out. The one thing I do want to do now though is I do want to just open this up, another one below that, just because I need to put something in it, just because I just want to now put in here all the stuff below that made the shell, and then I can know that I can take all this stuff out first, make the shell, and then the second run I can take all the other stuff out. So I shouldn't need to have to come back or have any troubles making the outside shell, because all this stuff should make the outside shell and allow us to put up the penta shields and stuff. That was the thing behind it. This is why I'm doing it like this. Trying to make I listen to what other players do and how they do it, and why don't I not do it exactly like this? They do it something similar. They are required, but the rest is, I wouldn't say junk, because it's a spark shield and compact MK5. Yeah, they're my backups. But yeah, that's not for any of this. So this marks the line. Everything below is the shell. Everything above is the insides. Well, obviously the fuel is for the thing, but we, when I'm filling it up, I can just take a couple out and just spit out the barrels until obviously I bring out all the barrels required to fill it up properly, at least for 7 days, as we did this time. And that is it, literally as easy as that. And how long does that take? Not very long, about 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Less than that. But if you take into account the inside as well, and the fact that I already did a run to get rid of my junk because I was a hoarder, and I'm not going to be a hoarder anymore. Quote me on that. Yeah, we'll hopefully in future not try and hoard out there, and not have to do a run just to empty the crap out of it that we accumulated over a week, and then our interior is a run, and on the shelves a run pretty much. There is some allowance there, so as long as we don't take too much crap with us or gather too much hoarding while we're out there, then we should be maybe okay to do this. My plan in the long term will be to get a carrier, and the whole reason why we've got 3 floors or 3 kind of like different levels in this main base is because the top floor is meant for a carrier, the second floor was the assault copter, and then the third kind of bottom floor was going to be for our scouts and stuff. So we have kind of different levels for different things, and obviously the top one has to be as big as it is because they're even bigger than the assault copter. Like, they are absolutely huge wide. I'm just hoping what I've got upstairs is big enough on the very top level, but I think it is. Like, it should be big enough. I hope. It might be a bit tight. We'll find out, I guess, when we come to put that thing together. I haven't even started making it yet because obviously I don't have enough of the resources to make that. You need spice and all sorts of things, and at the moment we are trying to grind, not the spice. We're grinding the NPC zones in order to get the materials out of there so that we can then sell them on the market. And at the moment, I was originally just going to be doing it for the main things, which is thermal coolers, but I have also found that you get delirium spice deposits from it as well, and they actually sell really good. Well, they actually sell for a higher amount than the thermal coolers, and you get a good quantity from when you do that full run that we do. So it actually makes sense to actually obviously sell them as well, and I've done that. And although I haven't sold any of them yet, so I don't know how well they sell, but if they do sell at all, that actually almost halves the amount of runs we would have to do. So fingers crossed on that, and that they sell. We'll find out when we go back to the market later. Yeah, I'm not 100% confident that they'll sell because the other stuff we put up while we were on the stream, that sold by the time I got back after doing another run by myself last night. But none of the other stuff sold, so it could be just that obviously the thermal coolers go like hotcakes, which is what I already was aware of, and the other stuff does sell but just slower, or it might not sell. We'll soon find out. If there's no market for it, then we'll have to maybe rethink it. But we'll try relisting it a few times maybe and see whether or not it's just like slower to just get off the shelf. Why is it not possible? It's like nothing there. Come on. God, this game is finicky sometimes. We've got that in here. There's my good suit. My good suit that I originally got for doing PvE and thought I'd keep the other one for PvP. But I don't know, I'm starting to rethink that idea. And the reason why I'm rethinking it is because is that heavy? Because one thing I found in the higher zones is they hit so hard that the still suits just don't cut it. I need to sell these stuff. I've got all this stuff in here because this stuff's for sale. Oh, will be for sale when I take it to the market. But the problem is, it's just like too weak. So whenever you get hit, it's just like almost not wearing armor. It's that weak. So I'm now considering getting a full set of tier 6 heavy armor to do the PvE runs, because it'll just make doing the runs so much easier. I've also got a few more components as well for the tier 6 gun, the Dune gun, the Dune sniper gun, and we should be able to put that into production soon. There's just one more item that I need that I currently can't get unless I can go out into the deep desert and get it, which I might be able to when I get more time. Firstly, what I need to do is I need to get the spice to get the large refinery and get all the other stuff in place. Once I get all that stuff in place, then it's happy days, because we can just do whatever almost we want to do, other than the fact I will need to still get spice for making the armor and stuff. Now we can probably mine that ourselves once we've got the large refinery. I just don't want to do it at the moment because I just think it's going to be so inefficient. And while we've got another way of getting spice, which actually seems more efficient and faster considering how long it takes to try and find fucking spice fields, because Funcom think it's fucking great to like keep these spice fields scarce. It just doesn't make sense to kind of run them at the moment because you're just doing too much. Because you get twice the efficiency if you have a large spice refinery. It almost feels like a complete waste to do it. Like, I know I did it with a small one, and I was obviously doing it with the worst efficiency ever. I didn't mind too much while I was just completely unknowledgeable that how much I was actually losing. But as soon as I found out how much I was actually losing, because I didn't think it was actually that much, I realised that yeah, this is really not good, and that I really needed to get the medium one. But then when I looked at the medium one, I was like 25%. Now 25% is better than obviously no percent better, but 25% is still not that much when you consider that when you get the large one, you're doubling that. So yeah, I just couldn't live with myself doing that. I'm all about efficiency, and doing something that's just like inefficient is just like so against how I normally do things. So this to me feels like the best efficiency for when you're at that beginning, when you don't have that other stuff. And this will get us there faster as well, because if I carried on at the speed I was getting that other spice, unless I did it during the day when everyone else is at work, which I can't do because I also work, means that means that essentially we're going to be going around for ages trying to find spice fields, hoping that the thing doesn't bug out like it did last Friday, because that was ridiculous. Every time we even went down to a spice field to try and find the spice just evaporated. I did find out as well that they did do some updates, and those updates were around trying to mess around with deduplication and things like that. So they disabled family sharing. They did some other stuff as well, and a lot of it was all based around game mechanics and how things populate, how things despawn, etc. I've just got a feeling that they whatever they've done had messed with whatever it is that my game had. Like, I don't know if everyone experiencing that, and I didn't hear or see anyone else complaining about what we experienced and you could see on the stream on Friday, but it was damn weird. That's all I will say. It's like it's almost like one of the worst bugs ever, but it's not the worst bug ever because it didn't destroy the gameplay, but obviously wasted a hell of a lot of time. Just realised I didn't even have my shield on. Oops, daisy. Where's the I'm half expecting someone to come out. I haven't seen a knifey. There's always a knifey with these guys. Normally. I don't know why I'm picking these up. Actually. Do you know what? I think it's habit. When I'm not thinking, my habit is haw on picking everything up. Well, it's been here through quite recently though, because that's popped open. That's not a time to reset properly. I really hate this particular part here. I found the last couple of times I've done this, I've died. Don't know why. Oh, I hate this thing sometimes. Right, yeah, so you when you can hit me, then you let me hit them, yeah. Stupid thing. There's our other person. To be fair, this is the first time I think I've seen someone in this one. It's like usually just me. Like no one seems to want to come this side to run the reset stations. Go and get some free water. considering down my base here anymore. At least at the moment. Feels like I missed something. There's someone in here. One thing I've noticed, in one of these places there is actually a hidden room. It's not that one. And I've only noticed it once. But yeah, there was actually someone in there that actually had some good loot, so I need to make sure I keep an eye out for it. I can't remember which one it's in. Typical. There's only one box in here, it feels empty considering like that's one of the main loot rooms. Ooh, I've got some blueprints for the wings. Improved MK5 wings, they're nice. Designed for speed, so it'll be increased speed.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Nice storm. We're staying a bit longer. Just realised, because I was watching a movie earlier, I took my little cross off. So I have like a cross that I have on my monitor. You can't see it because it literally is my monitor that does it. The reason I do that is because I found this game, I can't, that white dot, most of the time, because it's so like, it's literally 1 pixel pretty much. This will be 1 pixel. I can barely see it half the time. I can't tell what, and this game relies on it to be able to point at things, so it's really quite annoying. So I've got this like green kind of like pointer dot. Well, it's not pointer dot, but it's like if you, it's like a hit kind of thing. It's for FPS games to essentially, so it points out where your shot thing is. And because this game pretty much uses that same thing that an FPS game uses, I've put it on my monitor, but when I switched it off, I forgot to turn it back on. So just give me 1 second when I just switch that thing back on, because it's going to really annoy me if I don't have it on. I've got used to it being there now, and it does really help with me just knowing where that white dot is. It only takes like 2 seconds to switch it on. Or thereabouts. Right. Let's off to the next one. Good old grind. This is the one that's closest to our base, or the outpost, or DD base. I'm hoping that I can put it back where it was. If I'm honest, I do really like where it was. Very funky, this music, isn't it? It's almost like a gliding type music. There is your cocktail on the beach. I have watched Fallout Guy. I've never really played the game at all. I think I did get a copy of one of the games, and wasn't too fond of the game, but I actually really liked the series, and it did kind of feel like this vibe. Because obviously it was based on the Cold War, so in the 50s and that, just after the Second World War, at the very start of the Cold War. And from what I remember, the music does feel like this bit happy-lucky type music. Oh, almost walked into my mind. Later when we come back up that way, we'll go down this way. I think that guy came this way though. Let's just didn't go that way. If we run through this fast enough, we'll be able to get through without having to kill anything for the very first time. Remember which way to go. This is the one where, this is the one that's got a door, and this door wouldn't open that day either. It just didn't do anything. I found you could just literally just walk straight through it. Really weird. Oh, the person wasn't doing it. We didn't realise that was the door. Poison. Well, I said good loot, but it's got a loot box that has the same chance as all the other boxes, that like those boxes that have of dropping anything from 1, as that one gave us, to 9, which is the maximum I've seen one box drop. But it's a 1 in 9 chance, and something you shouldn't just not do. Down here. Oh. The band for the final room. There's normally loads of things down here, as you guys will know. You've seen me do it enough times. Well, at least once. I'm pretty sure you've seen me do it more than once. Even though I've done this like so many times, I still don't remember where every single box is probably. I think it's because there's like just so many of these, and it's just like, oh, which one am I in? Final boss room, is he cleared it out? It looks like he's cleared out. So I normally don't like running this. I'll normally avoid running it just because it's actually that hard that I just can't be bothered trying to run it. I usually die tons of times trying to do it. And that's mainly because the current armour I've got is just not good enough for running this room. I die too easy. That's it. Got the main room, got the loot. Got the bombs there. But we took the ones at the top. It's the ones at the top that normally catch you. And we already took them out, so that's fine. And on to the next. See that middle horizon line. Oh, there we go. Just about see it. It's just like so faded there. It's literally now you can see it just around it. They really should make it stand out a bit more than it does. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but just make it a little bit more obvious where it is. Especially with the colours that's in this game. It just merges in just a little bit too much sometimes. But they've got a lot of stuff set up. That's the nearest Harkonnen base to ours. Like, what I mean by that is like nearest style, but it's still, they've obviously still done it differently. And they've also done it so like there's a rock going through it as well. That's like, why did they do that? Why did they not like do it so that it was flat? That's the one thing I do, is I always try and work out where the highest part of the rocket is and make sure that I put my first base block above it, so that I know that everything else that I put above it will make sure I've got a nice flat surface then. Let's get where it is. Some of these I forget which side it's on. Is it on the back? Is it on the left? On the right? This is on the back, isn't it? I'm pretty sure this is around here. Not exactly where I thought it was, but yeah. I was actually thinking it was on the far side and not on the side, but they've just got the box standard ornithopter. God, I remember the days when mine used to look so boring. You gotta put one of the actual real ones on, not the basic normal crap. You want like the Harkonnen or at least the Atreides. Like I don't like the Atreides one, but I prefer it more than the box standard one. As we've gotten all the cops outside, unless that person died in here, which is always possible, and obviously just hasn't been able to get back to his copter yet. I'd imagine this place is empty, although generally this part's empty anyway. There shouldn't be any enemies around here. This is just like poison. Poison, you dope. Skills have I actually got on? Got that one. There isn't that much poison left in this place, to be fair. But this place is one of the ones that have the darts in it, so yeah, if you come in here, be wary of the guys with shotguns, because they've got the penetrating dart shots, which hurt if you've got a still suit like I have. I don't understand this room, because this room, like, it's big, it has quite a few enemies in, yet you don't get anything from it. There's like no chest in it. It must be quite close, because there's bodies still on the floor. Never looted all the chests either. Then. Yeah, we got picked up some loads of Delirium dust there. That's good for selling. It's one of the things that I've found that as long as it does sell, its market price will give you pretty much almost as much as the thermal coolers. Not quite as much, but almost. Do you know where that guy went? He went a different way. There's nothing else down there. It's like that's the way we came, which is why I didn't follow it. If you're wondering why I've gone a completely different way to where he's gone, like that where we've just been was the last part. There's no more. one should be on the left. I'm pretty sure this one's on the left. God, really should know this stuff by now. That buggy has been there for like days now. At first I thought it was just because someone was actually in there, but then I've just seen it there the whole of the first day I seen it. It was all of that. It was there the whole of yesterday. Someone either died and just thought I can't be asked to go back to get it, or they've, I don't know, purposely left it there for some reason. Maybe storage. I guess it's partially covered, so it shouldn't take too much environmental damage, although it will take some environmental damage because it's not, well, the only thing it doesn't take environmental damage is when it's actually in a proper building that's considered water sealed. Seems like these are very well used today. Either everyone is cottoned on to doing this, what I'm doing, or they're just generally running runs for other means.
Who's there?
Oh, there's actually enemies here. Normally two sword people in that room. Pretty sure we just aggroed them. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we did. Not much ran into them. Didn't. Now we go.
They're coming.
God, how many times do you want to miss, James?
Kill them all.
He's a sword guy. Oh no, you didn't. Just got a critical shot on me.
Reveal yourself.
Could be more than that in this room. There should be 2 sword people, about 3 of the guns. Where are you? Clearly I'm not good to everyone. Either that or at least some of them respawn. I hate it when it's like this because it could mean they could just like suddenly respawn around you. Not when you're in here. I prefer it like when they don't really do that.
Goddamn hell!
Oh, that happened. Crap, no, he's just got a good shot on me as well. Half expecting to see a sword person run around the corner in a second. Why was they looking that way? Did I genuinely think I was there? Why did you pick it up? Damn it. Where's that other sword guy? There should be like 2 of them. means that that guy's going to jump on us at some point when I don't expect him to. What normally happens, some knifey comes and knifes me in the back. And I don't expect it and jump out my skin. That's the usual pattern. And if you had any medi things on them, you can get a couple of meds from here. Normally you can get these and a tier 2 one. Nope. These usually are quite good for tier 2 drops. This one as well is also great if you need like your cells for like your fuel and stuff. This is the best one because literally this base is just full of like these, and these all contain tons of the actual big fuel cells that you use to charge your helicopter, but also the actual fuel cells that you can use to either put directly into a T1 energy generator, or where's the T? Swordy guy as well.
Shields up!
I took damage then when I should have took damage because for whatever reason Mr. knocked my shield off in my excitement of attacking people. Just curious to see what's in there, but like it's just junk really. Stuff like you can't sell it. There's only so much you actually need of that. Like it's alright, you can repair them once, but past repairing it once, they become inefficient to repair. And realistically speaking, you shouldn't even repair those. Like you should just like demolish them, use the rare parts. But the rare parts that come out of that are just like so common that they are literally pointless picking them up because you're really not getting anything. Why does it not say anything? Oh, where's it? I would have thought it might show you what components it's got on it. Obviously not. I suppose that would be kind of counterproductive on a PvP server or PvP player. Not. Someone could just go up to your vehicle and see what specs you're running. or because it's rarely active today, most active actually since I've done this. So, like, you usually find the next two that we're going to, these ones are usually heavily hit, but the ones we've been to so far, the other four, they're like the ones right by where I am never get hit by anyone, and even the ones in the middle very rarely do, but every single one of them there looks like it's been recently hit or actually got someone in while we're in it. So showing you how active it is today, probably because of the reset today, because we demolished our base and everyone else has been demolishing their base, so they're probably thinking what else can they do out here without having a base out here, and this does fall into that realm of like, well, they'll do one run maybe a day, but they might do a whole run through because obviously they've got nothing else better to do. Can't get the spice and take it back to them. Well, they could take it back to their main base in Haggis Rift, but the raw resources are actually pretty heavy, so unless you have got a carrier, it's pretty hard to take that from the deep desert back to your base in any significant amount. Our next one should be just around this corner, he says. Pretty sure it's just... Is it not that corner? Is it maybe it's the next one? Oh, it is that corner. We've gone past it. Oh no. Actually, it was actually the one before that. That's why it wasn't on that corner. Do you like my rock avoidance? Very rarely do that because you just lose so much momentum doing it. But to be fair, if I put on the wings, I'd lose all speed anyway, so barely makes much difference. Yeah, anyway. There it is. What we went past. Air brakes. So this is 5 out of the 6. This particular one is in A3. And it's probably the easiest out of all of them, I think. Like, by far. Like, this is the one I started to get my confidence in. I almost lost my confidence in the first one. Because the first one, yeah, it's a lot harder than this one. And it was one obviously I needed to do along with this one to try and get the blueprints for the sand wand. I'm sure you guys think that there's no one in this one, because every time we seem to have hit it, it's always been hit by someone before, so it's got no one in it. But believe me, there are people in this normally. Like, not a huge amount. That's why I say it's the easiest, because there's no heavy dart hitters that penetrate your shield, or not too many knifeys. The only one thing with this one is when I first started doing it, I always kept going out the wrong way. I go left instead of right. I kept doing it. Was it kept getting? Was it left or was it right? There, I will just walk into this, assuming because the rest of it's been clear, and this one will be full. And I've run into a load of enemies. I think there's only one box in it, if I'm right. It's this one. There's this one here, and I think a box here. But I mean, it's like some of them are just. I don't always remember where the boxes are. Whether there's like how many boxes there are in the room. It really annoys me when I leave stuff on the table, so to speak. Okay, I think that's it anyway. Do you know what I mean with this one? Obviously, if enemies in it, it'd be higher, but still, it's just so kind of like. Just think that in each room there's no more than 3 or 4. I think 4 in that final room. But even with 4 enemies in that room, it's like it's just so easy to like, go right left. I've gone the right way. There's another way you know as well, is because the one that's got a notch in it is the one that's going further in. There's a few things I've noticed over the time to notice the differences, as well as my remember to go right. Right is right. Now we're on 6 of 6, or about to, when we get to it. I'll get into this music. Like Monday motivation music. Keeps you jolly and happy. Oh, this is guy. After you do I think what it is I think it's kind of like what you can do to an enemy, where you can force them to like sometimes stumble. But I've noticed my guy seems to do it more often than not. Sometimes when you go to do the kill and blow after doing the voice, he seems to like stumble, which is really quite freaking annoying when he does it.
I know you're on that corner. I'll reposition myself. Oh, I just seen kind of blade. Cheeky little bugger, really.
I got you.
Music sounds a bit like something from Pink Panther. At least it reminds me of Pink Panther. I need to get rid of some stuff, like
I know what I'm going to get rid of because I've got fucking tons of it. These. I don't know what to do with them. Like I got tons of it at the base that I just don't even know. I don't even have the time to take it to the market because it's just like I've got more valuable stuff to move to the market. So it's just a case of like whenever I go there and I've actually got space and I actually remember, I can just take it. Oh god. It's usually a box there. Something I've noticed, recently since they made the changes, this box the other day wasn't there, but sometimes the boxes don't spawn and they despawn rather than just being permanently there. That guy just ran in here, got the wristband and ran back out. You could tell what he did. I wanted the boxes anyway, so I'm quite happy just to make sure I take those enemies out. Definitely, pretty sure we did. Just want to double check. Yeah. He hasn't killed anything. So she's just running. Oh, and you as well. I would go after him with a sword, but the thing is, that sword person turns up just so I go to do it. Like, why should he get out of that? Like, you should have been in that chance for at least 2 seconds. Pick another one. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
No, you do not.
Shields up.
You are annoying. God damn you. blades. We got some special blades now. I feel like if we're missing a box, I'm sure there's at least one more actual small box anyway. Not today. It's probably one of those boxes like I mentioned where there should be a box here. Nope, it's despawned. I think there is a box there as well. Just there isn't at the moment. Annoyingly. Alright, we'll go tally it up when we get upside. See what we got. We got through the whole run, didn't die. We got almost died a couple of times. On this one, on the final one as well, this one's the one that should be the easiest. Oh, one of the easiest. The easiest is the second one, but this one's also pretty easy. Normally. Unless you mention it and then it's become subtle and it'll start harder. So what have we got? Why have we only got 13? What? That's a bug. There's all my thermal things that are gone that I've been picking up all this freaking way. I haven't even died. When I dropped that stuff before, I didn't drop the bloody. Should still be there for it. Make sure I didn't drop thermal coolers by mistake. Oh, we did. Oh, wow. That was lucky. Oh, I can't believe I did that almost. I almost dropped them. You don't want them. Or them. I definitely want these. These are the whole reason why I'm doing the run. Wow. I was like looking at it thinking, why have we only got 12? Like we should have way more than 12. It's like, yeah. We did drop something. Did we drop the thermal coolers when we were trying to get rid of stuff? We did. That was lucky. I'm lucky that I knew exactly where I did that drop, so it was just a case of quickly running back to it, and we had obviously moved away. You can see others do as well, though. They haven't done the same. They've done factories, but I did notice on one of the first places we went to, someone else had dropped stuff, and they dropped exactly what we've just dropped. Like, not exactly, because obviously they only dropped one of those 3 things that we dropped, but the same actual resources that you get from exactly the same points. So, 72. That's currently being sold on the market for about 3,500 to 4,000 per unit. When you sell 72, that's about 300,000 Solari, and 133 times 3, 306, 360. I was going to say 399. Is that right? 9. No, it's not 9. It's 8. Oh, 88. Oh, 98. Yeah, 98. Something like that. I don't know. My brain's scrambled. So we'll go and see what we sold yesterday. So I've put some back to the market today. And then once we've done that, we'll put what we've got on the market, see how well that sells. Well, the thermal coolers, they'll sell well, but I'm not so sure about the other things that seem like they're a good thing if we can get them to sell, but it's just how fast they sell. Even though, like, if they sell eventually, it's still good. Just hope you don't have to keep relisting it too much, because there is a tax for listing stuff. I don't want to, like, put it on for days. I used to put it on for, like, let's put it on for 2 weeks, because then I'd have to keep relisting it. But then they were going that fast. I was paying loads of money for it to be on there for 2 weeks. It was going within less than an hour, or even less than a day, like, at the most. So I've stopped doing that because, yeah, paying a sales tax where you don't need to. But it does mean you have to keep going back to the market more. To see people do that. They come down to one location and they get to out here and then they go back. It's like, do they really not know the way? Like, that guy just did it. That guy. They say these are real players, but I'm not so sure they are, you know, sometimes. Like, there's no one coming to a Harkey village. They just come down here, have a look, and then go away again. I think it's FunCon, and they're just making it look like there's more people online than it actually is. Wow, we sold quite a few things. We did sell yeah, we sold these, that's great. These things did sell, which I'm not too bothered by, because they're just like a little bit of extra money. But these are our big money items. An hour of a million. Yeah, I can see loads of these on sale and everyone's trying to sell them for a lot of money, but I've got mine right down to 50,000 and it's still not being sold in a day. Tend to be a thing. That felt like that just expired. Probably just did. I've been testing the market and seeing whether I can get a few extra bucks. It doesn't cost much than tax, but I don't want to keep relisting them if they don't go. So yeah, we'll sell the stuff that we know goes well. I think these would go very well. Actually, wow, that's the low price that currently on the market. I'd have thought they would have gone way more. Like, I know they're only Mark 5, but still, they are the improved ones.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Let's see what we have on the market against us. It just helps us get an idea for feel of where price is. Like, if there is not much on the market at the lower price, I'll just keep it at 4,000. But if there's quite a lot at the low price, then we'll keep it up where near the base price is. There's only 7, so we could quite easily dump all of ours on there at 4,000, which is what I'll do. While I'm there, let's check. Callers. Which I normally put on the market now for 3,000. Yeah, we've gone up from the base 2,000, but I'm just like, well, I want to try and speed this up a little bit. Oh, I'm getting competitive now on here. People selling it at the lower price. I might just put the delirium on there for now and wait for the market to evaporate and then put them on. Because I don't want to put them on whilst there's too much. Like, this isn't a huge amount to be fair, but like, we've got more than this almost just with our own stuff. Actually, more than a little bit, maybe a little bit extra, but we've almost got as much as on that on market anyway, so we could quite easily drop ours in there. But it's just a case of whether the buyer who's buying it needs all of that and more, and if they don't, and all these lower price ones there, and other people keep dropping on as well, the price will drop. So sometimes it's best to let the market dry up a little bit and then put it on when others aren't, and then it just gives you better market opportunity at selling it at the price that you want to sell at, as soon as the market doesn't become flooded with it, like it has done so far. And this is obviously work for our tactic at the moment, but it could quite easily if we also encourage it to, by dropping on too much ourselves. So we'll just sell the spice infused delirium for now. Then on for a day, should be sold by tomorrow. That'll give us back 288. Well, minus tax, which we'll pay now actually, so we will get that amount. When we sell the other stuff as well, so when I eventually put it on the market, which I'll put on there when I notice the market's gone more in our favour, $400,000, or better, 1,000 salary difference, and that'll put us with the other stuff as well, just sort of 2 million. This is such a good tactic, such a good way of actually making the money, so that then we can buy the spice. Now I have found the spice has ranged recently, and it was 9,000 the other day, but I found that recently it's just gone back up to this. So I think it will depend on the day as to what the price is, and someone might drive the price down, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. When it comes back down to 9,999, so basically 10,000 Solari, then we'll buy. I did manage to buy a couple more the other day. Someone was listing at 10 while these guys were listing higher. And I'm sure if these guys don't sell at this price, they'll probably be aware that it sells quite easier at 10. So at some point, depends how much they want the money, then they'll probably lower the price down, and when they lower it down to 10, we'll buy at that point. But I'm not buying it at the 19, because it's just, well, it's double the work. And 45, yeah, that starts to become really undoable. At this, it costs, yeah, 10 million. And my current thing at the 10,000 is only 5 million. So I only need to make 5 million profit doing it the way I'm doing it. I've already made over about 3 million so far. It's just that I've spent money on doing other things, like getting all the building components, getting some of the rare stuff for the gun, for the tier 2, tier 6 stuff. I've also started getting stuff ready as well for making the tier 6 armor. So yeah, it's all ate into my profits, but that's fine, because obviously while I'm mainly doing this for the Spice Melange, I'm also keeping an eye out on some of the other rarities that are hard to get, so that I can start to build those tier 6 things. I should have actually just checked to make sure that none of those things have come in that I need. So I've got all of those, I don't need any of them. Don't need them. I don't need this yet. What I do need is I need something. Do you need something? I need the plastic gun parts, I think it is. I think it's the only thing I need now left for the gun, but I don't already have. Yeah, I'm just taking a quick screenshot, just so I don't have to keep going back, looking at what the ingredients are. So I need all of that. I've got the platinum ingots, mechanical parts. I've also got the silicon blocks. I've got the plastic composite gun parts is the part I don't have. And the fluted heavy caliber compressor. Oh, and the spice infused platinum dust. Do I have that? I think I did buy some of that the other day. Pretty sure I bought that the other day. They never seems to be heavy. Like, there were lights on the market the other day. Obviously they're on right now, but they were the other day. I haven't ever seen these ones on the market. Makes me think I am going to have to get them probably from the deep desert myself. these on the market though. Oh wow, I'm buying all them. Someone's well selling them cheap. How many do I need? I got 13 and I need 16. So I just need to get 3 more. I spent less money getting all those things I'm going to get for free. I got 13, now I'm getting free. Wow. Sometimes you get an absolute bargain on the player market, I tell you what. People just don't know what to sell it at. Or what they obviously understand what the worth is, and they're just literally trying to get rid of it, or they really just don't realise how much they all go for in the market. So now we've got that. So the only one thing I definitely need is the heavy caliber compressors. The spice infused plasticinium dust. I am pretty sure I got some the other day. Yeah, I can't get over that. That's sick. That's absolutely sick. Bargain. I love a good bargain. Oh well, that is the end of today's stream, guys. So thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow we'll be building back the base in the deep desert. So I'll take you through the process of that. From setting the foundation. This is going to be a learning curve, by the way. So I'm definitely not the expert. This will be the first time I've done it from using the blueprints. So we'll set what down I think is the base, well, the foundation, and then I'll try and put the blueprint on it, or we might try and put the blueprint on first. I might experiment a little bit tonight, not actually building or anything, but seeing how easy it is to place it somewhere. But yeah, we'll do that tomorrow, and then build our base back up, and then we should be set for another week. It'll be a bit of back and forth a couple of times with the assault carrier, and then we should be established and then be able to go out. We might go out and try and hit some crashes if we can find them. I say if we can find them. It's just like the whole of the map that we've opened up so far this week will all be blank again, so we won't know where anything is. I do have a website where I can go to, which will give me the basis of where everything's moved to. I'm not too sure how long it takes them to generate it, because obviously it requires players to go out and go out and survey it, and then essentially they publish it. So we'll wait for that to happen, and once we get the map, then we'll have an idea of what thing. I'm not sure where crashes are, whether they're not on this. So we'll just have to fly around and see whether we can see any. Like I've in the past found them quite easily when I've not wanted to. So hopefully we can go out and just come across them, pretty much like I did with the medium spike thing, when I ever came across that and thought it was a small one. And when I wanted to go out and do it, I found it so much harder. Anyway, thanks very much for today. I hope you enjoyed today, and if you do like the content and you're not already subscribed or following, please do consider subscribing or following if you want to hear and be notified next time we do go live, which will be tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then 8 the next day, 7 the next day after that, and 8 again on the final day of this week, which will be on Friday. Thanks very much, and enjoy your evening. New out.